Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. And today's episode I have a perfect example of what not to do. So you notice I have the radiator removed from this green Mini here, and I'm doing this for two reasons. One, I have a repair to do, and two, I took it out to provide demonstration on what exactly the problem is. So this car came to me and it had some other issues, but during a test drive I heard a strange noise. It almost sounded like a tire was out of balance, but something was just not rotating in a smooth way. And it didn't seem to change with engines. It didn't seem to change with road speed, but it did seem to change with engine speed. And I thought, okay, maybe it's a clutch. Well, when I came back and started investigating, I noticed that the water pump here, the pulley was wobbling. And I thought, okay, that's interesting. That's not a great situation to have, but why is it wobbling? And this brings me to classic lack of knowledge causing a problem in the future. And the reason why I bring this up is because someone fitted this brand new alternator and didn't bother checking the alignment of their belts. And over time, this misalignment of the alternator and the belts has caused the water pump bearings to fail. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the misalignment, and then I'm going to go ahead and take the belt off and measure the amount of play that is now in this water pump assembly here. But first up, let me show you the alignment. So using this extension rod, if I rest it against the front pulley here, and again it's touching the pulley, so there's only an 1/8 of inch gap between the rod and the belt, you'll notice that down here we've got about a 1/4 inch of airspace before we even get to the belt. So that's problem number one. Now it's also misaligned going down to the crank, but more importantly, this belt is very, very tight. Like, I can hardly deflect it with my fingers. And the adjuster down below here is set at the very, very smallest point. In fact, it might even be at the minimum. So when I went to take this belt off, I could not get the belt off of the pulley. I had to dismount the alternator from the mounts here and then slip it in towards the water pump to get the belt off. So not only did someone fit an alternator and not set the spacers to set the belt alignment up properly, but they've also got the wrong belt fitted here. And so this being extremely tight and it being misaligned was a recipe for disaster, and it just killed the water pump bearings. Now this pump works fine. I've been out driving around. It doesn't have any issues other than it's wobbling. So unfortunately I have to change out this perfectly working pump because someone fitted this alternator badly. So let me go ahead and show you how much play there is at this water pump. So I've fitted a dial indicator to measure the amount of movement at the edge of this fan here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push on the pulley. I'm going to rock it back and forth, and you'll see how much motion there is on the dial indicator gauge here now. It's quite a lot. And again, this is bearing destroying motion, all because of the belt being incorrect here. So I'm going to go ahead and push it towards the top. So we've got about 15 to maybe 20 thousandths worth of bearing motion. And again, I've checked these bolts. These bolts are all tight. It's not a problem with the bolts, and it's not a problem with the pulley. The pulley itself is actually moving back and forth, up and down, all around, causing a noise and essentially trying to destroy itself. So now that you've seen that play on this end, I'm going to go ahead and talk about setting this up the right way. First off, I'm going to take this belt off because clearly it's the wrong one, and I do have several other various belts that I can show how they should fit and should be able to be adjusted properly. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this belt off, and then I'll talk about how to set up how to set this up in a few different ways. One obvious way would be just fit washers in here until it looks like it's about straight, but I'm also going to bring a straight edge into here and be a little bit more precise about it. Because the key is you need to have all these belts and pulleys running in a true orientation. By true, I mean in the same vertical plane, so that you don't have any stress on this water pump, because the water pump really is the weakest part of this system. You'll also damage the bearings in the alternator, but the harder one to replace is the pump. So here we go. The only way to get this alternator off this belt is either to pry the belt off of the alternator or dismount it from the ears. So I'll just pull the bolts out here. Even then, it's still extremely tight. Like, if you run a situation where you can't get the belt off after taking the top bolts off, there is something else wrong. And you should stop. So, there you go. That's how hard it is to get this belt on and off. Now let me get a proper bed and I'll show you a side-by-side comparison of the two. So here we have the two belts. This one here, what brand is this? Continental. The E25 belt. It is a standard mini belt, but again, this one's too short. This one here, it's like Gates 6271. This one is about a 1/4 inch longer. So if I lay the two belts on top of each other and stretch them out, holding one end tight, we can see that there isn't much difference. So there. That's the difference in the two belts. I'd say it's about a 1/2 inch lengthwise there. So the bolt's loose and the alternator fitted. This slightly longer bolt should just slip into place and not be a struggle to fit. So I've got it looped on the crank, and we'll get it looped onto the water pump pulley here in a sec. Okay. So now that we've got the belt fitted, you can see that I can just barely slip the belt over the alternator, and it's not a tremendous amount of effort to get it fitted. So that's how easy your belt should be able to fit. Now, when I pull in the alternator, I do have some range of motion on the adjuster. So this tells me that this is the correct belt, and I should be able to tighten this up and have no issues with alignment. Now, the second part of this is alignment. So how would I go about aligning it? Well, for starters, you can go back to using your straight edge technique here. And that looks a little too far out. So first up, I'll have to try and tighten up this rear mount first to get this kind of secured. And then we'll see. Now it slides on this bushing here, so I can pry it forward or backwards as needed. But we need to kind of tighten up some of this play before we can figure out the alignment. So back to our initial analysis using this rod here. We can set the rod against the pulley, the water pump, and then come in here with a screwdriver or something and just gently slide the alternator on the bushing until we've achieved the alignment that we want. This is one way to do it. I've done this before, and it's getting pretty close. Now, ideally, you'd use something better than the extension rod, but if all you have is an extension rod, you can absolutely do this. Okay, it's looking a lot better. Now, the reason that I'm actually not going to use the water pump is obviously because this water pump is now damaged, so it may not be sitting in a true orientation. I'm going to have to go down to the crank and use the crank as the alignment piece. But if you have a brand new water pump, typically you can use the pulley as your guide and do something like either one of these, or you can always just use a ruler or something to try and line everything up. But But the key is that you want to make sure that whatever you're using is pressed against two surfaces of the water pump here, because otherwise you have no way of referencing anything. So yeah, so it's looking better. I think it could still go a little bit further that way, but I think we're getting close. So I'll go ahead and double check it using the crankshaft and see where we are. But yeah, I think we're definitely getting a lot closer to being straight on here with the belt. So once you've figured out how much the alternator needs to move that way, you just need to figure out this space. Either measure it or get a bunch of washers and fit them here until you've achieved the gap that you have to give you the correct alignment. So another way of measuring it or setting your alignment is to, again, bring a straight edge against the surface of the pulley. And I use the inside because it's the closest one to the alternator edge here. But what we can do is set it against the pulley down here at the bottom, and then bring it up to the alternator here, and look at how it sits in relation to the alternator. Now it looks like the alternator is a little too far forward in this situation, so I'm going to have to slide the alternator back just a little bit to get that all in alignment. Now obviously this really depends on how accurate your straight edge is. I don't particularly trust this one, but if you have a nice straight edge you can use that you trust, go ahead and use that to do this setup with. But yeah, it looks like I need to bring the alternator back about maybe a 1/16 to an 1/8 inward. So now that I've fitted an appropriate size washer, when I bring my rule back up here, it just rests against the pulley inner surface. So that means that the alternator is now in alignment with the crankshaft down there. And double checking up here, we can see that the belt is also in line with the water pump. And you can see here this little blue shim. This is just a fender washer that happened to be the right thickness. Was able to fix this problem. I just want to mention one other key point. If you do end up shimming your alternator on the top, you will have to come in here and add shims to your the belt tensioner pulley here. Because if the alternator moves outwards away from the block, then there'll be a space that opens up here, and you need to take up that slack with some shims. In this case, just two washers. Otherwise, you end up with an adjuster that is being bent at an angle towards the block, and you don't want that to happen. You also want this to slide smoothly, so I can just go ahead and slide this in and out in a nice smooth way, and there's no resistance because of misalignment. So do pay attention if you're going to do this technique, and make sure you get this set of shims set up down here as well. It should be the same amount as what is happening on top, on the top bracket. For those of you who think that adding a shim here and a shim down here is rather unsightly or just not the way of doing it, the alternative is to add your washers under the head of the pulley. This will keep them hidden and just provide a nice cleaner look, especially on the top bracket. You'll have one less set of washers up here and down here, and prevent people in the future from losing the washers and creating this belt alignment issue in the future. But what you would do is you take this nut off, take the pulley off, add a hardened shim of appropriate thickness onto it, and then put the pulley back on. So you're effectively moving the pulley outwards to match where the belt is. That would be the clean, professional way of doing this task. The only downside is that if you do that, you'll have to make sure to remember to move that pulley shim onto a new alternator if your alternator ever fails. So be aware there is an alternative way of doing this, but you do need to make sure you use a hardened washer of appropriate size when you do this, because once you torque this all down, it's going to get crushed. So just be aware that there is more than one way of solving this problem. So do pay attention to how your alternator is sitting. It is a vital importance that you check this to make sure that it all runs true and straight, unless you feel like replacing water pumps every so often, as I'm having to do here with this car. If you guys thought that was interesting or helpful, let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.